This is episode 61 of my weekly diary, joined by my dad. So in this one I've got my Brunel training from Monday to Wednesday. I also had Broncos session on Wednesday and Friday. This should include of some talking videos as I couldn't get much, a few photos from Broncos, and next week should be the interesting one as I made my debut at Broncos. So I should get some highlights from that. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, part 2, because I just realised I accidentally put like a 60-second timer on it. So this is my room. I'm currently in Brunel, the university. And the reason for that is because of the camps. And if you're wondering why I sound tired, it's because I'm on day 2 and it is tiring. So, started off with Monday. Obviously, that's when we arrived here with all our stuff and all our bags and everything like that. Then we went straight to... Well, first we kind of got like a little bit of a tour, but not really. Just kind of waited around for a bit. Then we had like a team talk, basically saying expectations, what we're going to be going through, and pretty much everything like that. We went through IDPs, however, that was in the classroom and not outside, luckily, because I showed up in like normal outfit because, yeah, I thought that would be right. Was right, but still stressed me out a bit. And then we went, like, actually signed in at around 2. So if you say, like, it was a few hours, we were there because obviously we started at 11. Room check-ins, obviously, put your stuff down, you had an hour and a bit, and then we all met up together. That light is horrendous. And then we waited outside for each other so we could actually walk to the pitch, because the pitch wasn't actually too far away, but it is like off campus. So you cross the road, you walk for about 5 minutes. It's really not far at all. The gym is absolutely massive. Like, it is huge. The only issue with it is there's no bathrooms at all. So you have to make sure, like, you go before you leave the campus, or you're not going to the toilet until everything is over and done with. I have the hiccups now for some reason. But yeah, obviously that's quite annoying. And we had training, but it wasn't the worst actually. It was hot, I will say that. It really was hot. Not as bad as today. Today was absolutely dreadful. But it was hot. And we were going through skills more than anything. So it was scrum, line-outs, stuff like that. A few walkthroughs of the different, like, positioning, set shape, stuff like that. So, honestly, I thought it went really well. There was no tackling at all until today. So, yeah, it went really well. Obviously, I was told beforehand, like, somehow they managed to pick the 3 hottest days before it went down, like, down in temperature. Then we went, like, all to dinner, so you have to kind of go... We actually had lunch, which I did not expect. I thought there was only dinner yesterday, but I was wrong. So yeah, so obviously, here now. Then today, oh my god, I could not get up this morning. So, breakfast was at 7 a.m, and everyone has to be there for it, which is... So, I think a lot of people woke up at 6. I know someone woke up earlier, but they're mental, and they are my mate. But I woke up at 6:30, because I was like, no, I can get ready and do everything, and I pretty much have everything ready. So I did, and it worked out fine, and we all walked to breakfast, and it was like British basics, so beans, toast, bacon, eggs, sausage, hash browns. You could pick whatever you wanted, but yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we walked to the training. This was the morning training session because we have 2 today. We walked there, and obviously it was hot, but not as hot as it was in the afternoon. I keep saying that, but it got to like 32 today. So I'm not kidding, it was hot. But yeah, so in the morning session really wasn't bad. It was also walkthroughs, still zero tackling yet. Still going through lineouts and scrums, and that was also what the meeting was about, going through different clips, splitting forwards and backs, like showing the forwards what like expectations were for their sort of positions, where to go after lineouts, where to go after scrums, making sure we're aware of that and everything like that. So obviously a lot of it was trying to get like team bonding. So we had a weird thing where we played ghetto, but we did that like we did it twice yesterday. I don't even think we did it once today. So yeah, we all had to write like something about ourselves on a bit of paper, fold it up and put it in a box. And it like someone would come up, read it, and we'd all have to try and guess who it was. For some reason, I got picked twice. One of them was for having one kidney. Someone was like, yeah, I only have one kidney. They said me, and I was like, no, I still have both. And then the other one, that is such a better angle, like without light. The other one was, I think it was breaking their finger in basketball. I think that was it. And I was like, still not me. But yeah, I don't reckon they're going to guess my one, because I didn't know how obvious to go. And they was like, make sure it's not obvious. And I was like, okay, done. But yeah, oh my god, long session today. And then we had gym for an hour and a half. That is a long time to be in a gym with no bathroom. I mean, in a toilet. Probably TMI, but still, I really did. Managed to actually up my bench press, which was surprising. My partner was not going easy on me at all. Increased my rows. Squat stayed about the same, which, yeah, that sounds about right. CMJs, stretches, planks, all the good stuff. Planks are still the worst thing ever. But yeah, honestly though, it's going really well. It was like better than I expected it to be. So I'm really happy about that. And then we had the afternoon session, which was obviously god-awful hot. It was wear, like, non-kit. So I showed up in, like, a football shirt. I had a fin on my back. I had shark glasses, which I accidentally broke. I accidentally stepped on them. I was quite sad. And, like, a little shark hat, but I didn't wear that for long because it was hot and I didn't really want really sweaty hair. But yeah, it's easier to hold it like that. I'm trying to find like a spot where the light doesn't affect it as much. But yeah, and then we had a high intensity session. So it started with just like normal stuff, like line outs, like practicing. Accidentally got hit in the face, which is great because the coach was like showing us what to do. Because it was me and two other hookers showing us what to do. And he was like, oh, stand there. And I already had a ball in my hand. And he was like, so this is what you're going to do. And he went onto his knee. Like, I think he actually just sat down fully on the floor. And he had his thing. And he threw it. And I, like, half caught it. So it, like, hit me in the face. But I also caught it at the same time. But I did not expect him to throw it. So that was quite funny. Yeah, anyway. So the actual tackling was you had tennis balls in each hand. And they got to pick which side they ran. So there was mats on either side. They could pick left or right. And you'd have to try and, like, kind of guess where they're going to go based on, like, their hips or their feet or whatever you want to use for it. And you'd hit. So I did manage to get some pretty good shots for that, which I'm quite happy with. And then we went into game scenarios, shoulders on. So that's basically just breaking their momentum. Broke their momentum and then they went floor. And it was about set piece kind of thing, like where you're going, who you're going with, making sure you have pods and everything like that. So that was good, but really tiring because that's how it was. And then we went back into that and another drill where you're tackling bags. I've got a minute left. And tackling bags. And we kind of did that vice versa. However, the last one we did was not great. So he was like, do you want to stay and do another one or do you want to end it here? And 100% it was a trick question. Like, no one, obviously everyone was like, yeah, let's do another one. but it was such a trick question the way he said it, so it was like, yeah, either do this or go, but you're probably going to get a lecture on it. But yeah, that was pretty much my day. So I hope you enjoy, and I don't know how, but I just spoke for 9 minutes 42 seconds straight. So I'm doing a quick video for Wednesday and Friday, as I haven't done those yet. So Wednesday, obviously, I was at Brunel, which meant it was quite a long day, because not only did I have Brunel, I also had Broncos training afterwards, which was a bit of a pain in the ass too. So, what is going on there? Stay down. So, obviously started off the day, woke up early as hell, went down, ate breakfast, and then went to training. So that was focused on team play, but this time it lasted a bit longer because I think the last two we screwed up, and he was like, do you want to, like, do another? Stay here, do another one, take you longer, or do you want to just give up now and go? And that was 100% a trick. The way he said it was like, okay, no, definitely, this is a trick, we need to stay, pretty much. So, obviously, every single person said they were going to stay, and, yeah, we ended up doing that for a bit longer. We also had some tackle practice in there, but it wasn't like a high, like extremely high amount, it was just regular tackling. There was a few things that were new, and that was the front and the back person. So basically, someone would hold the pad, someone would be behind them. Either the back person didn't move, and you'd tackle the person at front, or the back person did move, and you'd have to run around the person at front and then tackle them onto a mat. So that was that kind of session, but it was repeated over and over again kind of thing. So I played a game yesterday, by the way, that's why I'm tired. I've got Brunel today as well. Okay, so then we had like a break, then we did any one-to-ones anyone wanted to have. I did my Monday, so I didn't actually have to do any of that. Then we went back to our rooms. Oh, wait, no, then we had conditioning, which was absolutely, to be honest, I thought it'd be worse. I was going to say it was absolutely awful, but it was, and it wasn't. So we were in teams, which made it a lot easier. So teams of 7, 20 minutes. You could split it however you want. You had 2 bikes and 1 ski machine. And so basically it was rotating however you want. And as each team, there was, I think, 7 people. You had to try and get the highest distance within that. So that's however you wanted to split it. Whether you wanted to do 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever you wanted. So it was quite funny actually. We had 1 bike that didn't work, so the coach was like, take the one that does work, double it at the end. So that's what we did. We came second overall, but we kept rotating like 2 people on that 1 bike. But I think closer to the end, with something like the ski machine, we were doing like 30 seconds. And that may not seem a lot, but if you're going like 100% for 30 seconds, it can still be really tiring, especially if you're going 30 seconds on, 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds rest. It does get tiring after a bit. And the bike machine, we had it on like quite a high resistance, so that was an absolute pain. One of my coaches just posted something, so I'm going to have to remind myself to look at it. Anyway, then we packed all our bags and actually left, because we actually had to pack them the night before, because in the morning we were taken out. We like took all our stuff out like about around 9, so it was like ridiculously early, and we just kind of left it near the field, because it isn't like a long walk from the university to the field. So it was absolutely fine. Afterwards, I went London Broncos with my dad, and the train trip was obviously relatively long still, so that just made me so tired. Anyway, we went London Broncos, and it was Friday, so it was like a regular training session, same as the last two ones. We went through a few more moves, which I'm still trying to remember. Like, no, I remember it now kind of thing, but I was like trying to remember it as I went through, like, because obviously all this is new to me. Even like switches and missed passes have like different names and stuff like that, so every time someone would call something, I'd be like, yeah, okay, remembered it, go. But at the start we do like little passing between four people, and then we start moving into like different bits. It'd be a miss pass into a switch, but they'd use their names for it, and it'd take me a second to think about what I was doing. And then they did have other ones that were completely different, like we wouldn't even have them in union. So it was just trying to get through, making sure I remembered, but my legs were killing after Brunel. So that I definitely struggled with a lot. Then I got home, had a day break, and then I was supposed to have 2 days break, but then we found out the night of the Broncos session that there was actually training on Friday before the game, which honestly the Friday session was so helpful, because that literally wasn't high intensity or anything. It was literally going through like every single call slowly at first, and then like building it up as a team, going back and forth, and that helped me so much, because I was a bit like, I don't really know the calls, and I kept asking the person to my right, like, if I heard the defence say something and I didn't know what it meant either, even if we were attacking it, I'd be like, what does this mean? And lucky for me, they'd tell me. So yeah, I think it went really well, and I'm really glad about that. So that was my Friday's day. We actually went through a game review, but there wasn't a lot to go through, so I think most of the teams like try and keep their videos off of like public areas just because of that, like making sure the other team doesn't know like weaknesses and like best parts or anything like that. But yeah, I got grabbed, which was a bit rude, so now I've got a lovely little scratch there from the game. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and the game will be a part of next week's video.